everybody. Micah Paul, the youngest DJ I know, DJed big events in LA, Las Vegas, Arizona, New York, etc. The list goes on. DJed for Power 98.3 and a longtime homie of mine from Camp Spinoff. Micah Paul, thanks for coming on, bro.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Well, shit. Was Camp Spinoff your first experience, DJ experience?
Uh, kind of. It was like the thing with me and Catch Spinoff. It was my first experience with other DJs my age. Like over in Arizona before then. Like the youngest DJ I knew was 21, 22. DJing in clubs. So it was really cool to like find kids that were also like me that like to DJ, and I can like relate with them more.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I heard DJ you started DJing because you saw DJ Chucky out of Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, I remember like I was like 8 or 9, and my dad's in Vegas, and took a video of him when he went to go see him. And when he came back, he showed me, and I was like, "Dang, that's cool. I want to do that." And then he bought a little setup for himself, and he was gonna try and do it, and he just got bored, and then I just started kind of taking over.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's how I
Crazy,
got started. Yeah.
crazy. Man, and then you went to Camp Spinoff. Bro, you were so small. I remember like uh you were into DJ Mouse at the time. I think you brought a mask out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that mask. I used to wear that all the time when I DJ.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was fun though. You were like the first. It's crazy. Like you were like the first friend I met there. I remember that. You were in my cabin. Like it was
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. Yeah, we were. Yeah, yeah. It's been a while, man. I think that's like the best experience I've ever had. Like
Yeah.
for people that don't know, Camp Spinoff is like a group of powerful DJs created by DJ Tina T. Shout out to DJ Tina T. She created the whole thing where a group of kids under 18 can go to an actual camp for a week and you're able to learn the basics, so like mixing, scratching, producing, and the business side of DJing. So it's all in that one experience, and I got to meet my bro over there. And if I could, man, I would do it all over again. Like it was a great experience.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got lucky because I went there when I got to go there early. I remember I think I was 12 or 13 when I went. And like I don't even think Tina knew. I think she thought I was 14 because I was like the minimum age. And at the end of the week, she was like, 12 or 13. So like I got a couple more years, out of it. It's lucky that.
What was it like DJing big events at such a young age? Because I see you at like Clubhouse DJing with like Becky G and like all these people. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I never thought it was ever gonna get to that point. Like the first time I ever heard like, oh, I get to go DJ in LA, like that's crazy. And then I went there, and like then Becky G came out, and I think at the time I didn't even know she was gonna be there. Like she just showed up, and I was like, well, this is crazy. And like that was probably one of the best times like DJing, because it was in a. The thing with that, it was like it was really cool because it was a real club and everything. But I was DJing for kids, I was like my age, so it was really special experience for me because it was like it's still I got more of like the real world club vibe, but it was also like with kids my age, and that it was like I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. It was like
Yeah,
it was just a special experience for me.
for sure.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you were out of Arizona too. So like, dang, how did you get events like that
Mhm.
around the country like that?
Honestly, I got a lot of my events through Instagram. Instagram now it's really like it's really powerful. Like there's so many things you can do with it. Like it's like you can use it like a press kit. Like people go in there and like look at all the stuff you've done, and you can easily reach out to people in LA, people in New York, all that. So I'm really thankful to have that.
Hmm.
People kind of some people like don't really realize that like Instagram and social media is like you can use it for a lot of stuff to meet a lot of good people, you know. And I try to use that to my advantage as much as I can, you know.
That's true, man. That's
Yeah.
true. I think social media is a great tool, especially for DJs. Anybody that has a company nowadays, like you have a chance to network
Yeah.
with people that aren't in your area. Um,
Yeah. hmm
yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say like also like keep in touch with people, you know, like Instagram for me and you, like I always see like your routines and everything, like dude, that's sick. Like I can't wait to catch up with them again, you know. And
Yeah.
now we're doing this and we're catching up with each other, so it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. There was one time I was on DJ City, and I was like, bro, like I like all these people from Camp Spinoff were hitting me up, like you, Daniel G. Shout out to homie Daniel G. But like everybody hit me up, and it was like a good experience because like social. If it wasn't for social media, I would have never like got that experience to hit you guys up and talk to you again. So what's the differences and similarities from like all the different places that you've toured? So like New York, maybe has a certain vibe. LA has a certain vibe, you know? Like what's the difference and similarities?
Um, I would have to say the big thing for me in New York was it was the thing with LA is it's really similar to what is over here, you know, like you kind of just play hits and then you just like I don't know, it's like the basics of what I learned here. Like it was really comfortable. But when I went to New York, I realized that over there it's a lot of quick mixing, a lot of power mixing. You know, you want to like play the course of you want to just play the chorus kind of and get out, play another hit. Like you want to just keep it rolling. And it was crazy for me to experience that because in LA, like I watch a lot of other DJs and like I've seen that like like I've seen a couple DJs do like 10-minute like power mix, like they just go hit, 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 hit. But like in New York, it's crazy because it's like the whole time. It's like, but I noticed like here, I tried to do that and people kind of get wore out. In New York, they do it in a way where you don't get worn out of it. It's like, it's just always going. That's the one big difference I saw. And like, it kind of made me wonder, like, I've never been to Texas or Florida. So like, I wonder how the similarities are over there, and I can't wait till I get that opportunity.
For sure. What's the vibe like in Arizona?
Honestly, I haven't really DJ'd like a bar or club here, but like on the radio, it's I don't know, everybody really has their own style. Chris Villa, he would do a lot of like little scratch routines here and there, and DJ Javen does that also. But then I also hear like a lot of other DJs, they do like house remixes with hip hop, do transitions. Like they're really good at that.
Yeah,
It's almost like everybody has their own little niche here. That's what I really like. Yeah.
got you. Yeah,
But
man.
I want to. Is there a little lag? You're like,
Yeah, there's a huge like
yeah. All right, I was just making sure it wasn't me, but
yeah.
yeah, I haven't really got to see anybody in a club here. It's really weird. I haven't, but like, I know all the DJs that do clubs, but I never really got to see them in action. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cause you're still like what,
So
17 years old?
yeah, I'm still 17.
Man, you're not even out of high school yet, bro. It's crazy. Crazy. You accomplished a lot at such a young age too.
Yeah,
But
thank you, man.
yeah, no problem. What's the ups and downs of being a radio DJ?
You can't. It's hard to be more. What's it called? Creative and open. Like because obviously they have like the certain songs that you could play, so you have to get really creative in the way that you put them together and all that, and you can't really be open format. You know what I mean? Like I DJ for a hip hop radio station, so you can't really go outside the box of hip hop, but it's crazy because guys find ways to do it, and it makes sense. Yeah, that's the downside, but the upside to it is you have to be more creative, and it makes you sharper, like on your skills. So that's a big thing for me. Like you're on the radio, like every night you get to DJ for a bunch of people, you know, that are listening. But it's also like it's just a different vibe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, do you think when you're at that age to do clubs and events like that, would you prefer to do like a more EDM type of crowd or a hip hop type of crowd?
I really don't know. I really like open format. I like bouncing around, you know. I like going like a low BPM and then like transitioning up to high, and like I like the roller coaster, you know. I got when I DJed in New York, I DJed for my first ever like 21 and over club. And when I did that, that was like that was probably the best, like one of the best parties I've ever done because I got to actually do that, you know. It's a homecoming because high school homecoming, they just want the hits. So it's like, yeah, I want to play EDM, but if I play that, they're probably not gonna like that as much as just hip hop. So it's more like I have to stay. But in a club, I noticed that like if the energy's right, people will dance. So it's I get to be more free flowing, you know. So that's the ultimate goal is for me to just be more open format, you know.
Yeah, definitely. See. Yeah, is it so being like you said on the radio, you play hip hop mainly. Um,
Hmm.
is it hard to transition to doing that on the radio and then going out to parties and playing like remixes and EDM type house music?
A little bit. The only reason I would say that is because like I get so used to the hip hop songs, so I'm constantly downloading hip hop songs, you know, like for the radio, and then I don't really do obviously do radio more than I do those parties. So like when I go do those parties, I kind of sometimes I miss out on the new songs that came out, you know, the EDM songs and all that. So the thing that really I because I'll be like start, you know, downloading more songs and stuff like that. That's the only real thing. But I guess transitioning, like actually mixing and transitioning, that's always really like stuck with me. You know, that's hasn't really been a problem. But music selection is what's have been a problem for me in those times.
You DJ'd with DJ Vice too.
Mm.
What's the best advice that DJ Vice has given you?
Oh man, you know the thing with DJ Vice is like he gives me advice, but the most I learned from him by just watching him. The way he moves when he DJs, the way he treats people, like he's always super nice and like people really like that. People gravitate towards him for that because he's always super outgoing, super nice. Like when people talk to him, like he talks to them like they're best friends, no matter who it is, you know. And when he's DJing, like he really interacts with the crowd. Like if he sees someone dancing, like he'll point at them and like acknowledge them, and I feel like that's really what I try to. That's really what I learned from him is like that helps a lot, you know, with people because
Mm,
they'll remember that. Remember they'll be like, remember when that DJ like he pointed like he was dancing with me, like he saw me dancing. That was fun. Like that's really like what I learned from him. You know.
yeah, interaction with the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like what's the because you guys do Vice on Ice together, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
What's the vibe like over there? Like is it more like EDM type music?
Over there, it's I open and then it's DJ Rice and then there's a closer, and usually one person will play like mainly hip hop and the other person will play more EDM, and then DJ Vice will play like kind of both and like kind of the hits. And we never really talked to each other about it, but it kind of always happens that way, you know. It's like a family event, so I want to hear different things. Kind of just
Yeah, did he
is.
get you in producing as well?
So he was going to Anonymous Studios, and I was talking to him about it. I was like, I really want to get into production. And he was like, Anonymous Studios has a Ableton program where they teach you online, and they're in California, and that was perfect for me because there's nothing really like that out here. And he hooked me up with them, and they told me that they don't do like younger students, but since he talked to them about it, he got me in there. I was really thankful for that, and yeah, they taught me everything, you know, like within a matter of few weeks, like a month or something, I was making full beats and like songs and remixes. So that really helped me, you know.
Man, that's crazy. Do you ever think about making like edits for a record pool?
Yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about. I just need to jump on it, you know, because that to me is that's how, you know, DJs get their name out there another way. You know, like DJ City, they have all their like Kid Cut Up and all that. Like I would have never known about them without their edits on DJ City or like BPM Supreme and all that. That and then I started like following them on Instagram and all that. And I've seen a lot of people grow from that, you know, around me. Is there just simple edits on and remixes will like, it helps you because other DJs acknowledge you, you know.
Mhm.
That's a good thing about that. So I feel like I really need to hop on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think you'd be a dope addition to any of the record pools, man. Like especially getting that studio time in anonymous studios. Like I feel like you learned a lot and would be able to, be able to get in that game and make revenue that way too. What's your most preferred record pool? Because there's so many out there like Club Killers, BPM Supreme, DJ City. Like, what do you think is like the most useful that you use?
Versatile, I think, is DJ City. I've always been on DJ City, and they have everything that you need to like rock a party, and everything on there is clean, edits like super good, high quality. Um, but then I also use BPM Supreme because they have a lot of just songs that DJ City wouldn't have, you know, like a lot of up and coming songs that aren't that popular, you know what I mean? So that I use those are my main two is BPM Supreme and DJ City, you know.
Have you caught up with any of the people from Camp Spinoff at all? Like one of the students?
Yeah, we have a this past year we made a group chat and all the kids made like chat on Snapchat and somebody helping out somebody else like and I can you guys help me out? Like I just got it, I don't really know what I'm doing. And like everybody that had FL Studio on there was just helping me out and like that's really cool to me, you know, because like everybody's learning. Like I know kids that got FL Studio or Ableton the week that they were in Camp Spinoff, and just from that group chat, other people helping them out, they're already making beats and remixes, and I think that's really cool, you know.
Yeah, man, that's so crazy. I feel like it's such a great tool for up and coming DJs at a young age. Um, like I have people tell me all the time that they wish they had a camp or a group that they could have used when they were younger to learn their DJing skills because to get to where they are now, but at a younger age. So Camp Spinoff like really helped me out. I'm glad like my mom made me do that. And what's one of your greatest memories that you have from the places you've toured?
Greatest memories. I think I think New York probably. That's probably one of my biggest accomplishments. Like to this day is I always like I can't believe I got the chance to go to a 21 and over club like that's not in my state when I was 16. Like I'll never ever forget that. Like that is that is crazy. Like I can't believe I'm so thankful that I got that
Yeah.
opportunity to do that. And I learned so much just from that one night, you know. So that's probably one of the biggest memories I have.
And I bet that like being on the radio too, they get you more gigs because a lot of people listen to you, and a lot of people listen to Power 98.3. That's such a huge station, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since I started DJing there, like people will like people will see me and they'll be like, "Oh, you DJ on like Power? I've heard you before." I'm like, "That's crazy!" Like, I, I would never think someone would recognize me from
Yeah,
the station, but
that's
but
crazy.
like yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, like like you got to meet Wiz Khalifa too. You got to like DJ beside him. That was crazy. How was that experience?
Oh yeah, that was really cool because it was like the VIP section. So like he came out and like met everybody. It was like the meet and greet section. I was DJing before, and one crazy thing about that is I was DJing. He came up and he had an interview with a Crisco kid, like a quick interview, and he was leaving, and he had to go, and he was asking everybody's kind of asking for pictures, and I was like, I might as well just ask. And I asked him, I was like, hey, Wiz, like, can I get a picture? And he goes, hey, you were the DJ, weren't you? Yeah, come over here. And he took a picture with me. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, man. He took a picture with me, and then like
Yeah.
if you look at the picture, he was like just about to walk out, and I got him like the last second.
Dang. And you were
So
pretty like what? You were taller than him or like at the same height as him? You're pretty
yeah, I
tall,
think
man.
so.
You overthink everybody, bro.
Yeah.
So crazy. Do you have any like producing wise, do you have any projects that are out right now?
Not really. One thing I've been doing is really making like beats because I don't know, I find it really fun, but I think I really need to start making remixes and putting them out on DJ pools, you know. So I don't really have anything out right now, but I'm gonna start working on stuff like that, you know.
Got you, got you. Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I, I remember we had a conversation way back when, like we talked about uh DJing and how far you want to go with it. And I remember you
Mhm.
saying to me like you could go so far with DJing, but producing is just another world, and you could just go a step further in your career if you go that route.
It's crazy how it works because you know you could DJ clubs and but if you have a song whether it's just a remix, you know, like whether it's just a remix to a song, like you're like you'll be wanting more, you know, like you get paid more, you'll get just from that song, you know, just
Mm,
from that remix. Like, people will like clubs will want you to book you more. Yeah.
true, true. When you went back to Camp Spinoff when I left, did you become a counselor or were you still a student?
I was still a student. This last year was my last year being a student. So I think next year, I think I might become a counselor or an instructor.
Man, that's awesome. And you get the chance to meet like so many dope people. Like I saw you with Buck Rogers. I saw you with Z Trip. I saw you with
Yeah.
um, A Track. A Track was there. Like that's a big ass thing.
Yeah, that's what I really like about it because they, Tina and all of them, they try really hard to like make the experience as special as possible. And like, it's crazy how they've grown it. Like Lil Jon was there. Yeah, like you said, A-Track, and that's really important for us to like get firsthand and ask them questions. Like they're really doing it, and they're like the biggest. They're some of the biggest out there. As a young DJ, like to see that and talk to them, like that can really do a lot for you. You know.
Hmm. Definitely. Yeah, like I know it did for me. I didn't even know who, to be honest, who anybody was because I just started DJing. But like after that first year, I needed to come back a second year because like it would be my last year. I would have been 18 already, and I wouldn't have a chance to go back. So like now that I had that experience with like all those people like Bella Fiasco, DJ Leslie, you know, Tina T, all those counselors like DJ Dynamics, like it's just
Yeah.
great connections to have with people. And I think DJ Vice had a class about that on the business side of like connections is the biggest thing you can do as a DJ.
Yeah, easy. And the thing is, another thing is you can't spin off is those are the counselors like like so many of them like they open up so many more creative ideas like as is. I remember just watching him DJ and talking to him like this music he would do like I would never think about even doing that and like he really got my creative side working, you know. He's one of those people that just by watching him and learning from him, like I've gotten a lot more creative, you know. And he's one of the counselors that's there every year, and every year I learn something new, you know. So I think it's really important for those counselors too,
Hmm.
for us to have them. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, Back to the whole DJ Vice thing, like I seen him DJ a couple times too, and he would interact with the crowd and MC. Like to be honest with you, I would have never thought of emceeing ever if I were to DJ a party, because like I'm just like an introvert like that, and I would never like interact with the crowd like that. And I've seen you on the mic too.
Yeah.
How important would you say emceeing is along with DJing?
It's really important because yeah, it's that next step of interaction, you know. And it's really hard for me because I'm shy and everything, but like it comes down to like how good do you want to be? Like how much do you want to step your game up? And if it's like if just being shy is holding you back, like what's the point? Like you like I kind of think about it. I need to do that. You know, I need to get past that one little block that's holding me back from something way bigger, you know, that can impact my value a lot. So, and I at first like when I DJ, I was like, oh, it's just a mic. Like, who cares? Until you see someone like Vice or someone like that that uses it and really you see how much that interaction with the crowd really values you as a DJ, you know?
Hmm. Definitely. Um, what's your plans on once you get out of quarantine? Like, do you have any gigs coming up or?
I'm trying to do. This is my last year of high school, so I'm trying to do as many homecomings, proms, winter formals as I can. You know, so that's really what I'm focusing on right now. But right now is a weird time for me because it's like I'm not really a kid no more, so I can't. I It's harder for me to do those kid events, but I'm not also not an adult. So like I have to find something that has like something new, you know, I have to transition, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Are you still making mixes for Power?
Not right now because they do everything live. So they're like I'm pretty sure they have the main DJs going right now.
Mm,
But I'm making mixes for a radio station in Dallas called The Wild Ones, and they just do like 25-minute mixes. And I'm getting started on that. And Frankie from Dallas, he's the one that's uh, got me out there, and he's really been helping me a lot. He's teaching me how to do audition and all that, so I can really, when I come back to the station, I can have a lot more to offer, you know, here.
got you. Man, like Power is live. That's crazy. How have you had like
Yeah,
I'm sure it helped you like with your public audiences too, doing it live. Like, is it crazy doing it live on air? Because you have such pressure on you.
yeah. Like sometimes it's like slips my mind, but there's thousands of people listening to me at one time, and I'm live. If I mess up, that's like that's a lot of people listening. But I kind of just not think about that and just think of I try to just get as much comfortable as I can. I just kind of think like if I was in my room right now, like just DJing, just going with the flow, like that's how I kind of think about it. So I don't really get nervous because once I get nervous, that's when I start kind of messing up. But yeah, I think Power here is like one of the only stations that all the DJs are live. And I think that's really cool because um, it gives you that sense of like realism, you know, like or I don't know if that's a word, but like you can tell that the DJ is actually doing it, you know. And I think that's really cool.
Definitely. What's one place that you would love to DJ one day?
I would say like a festival, any festival. I don't care. That's been my dream ever since I was a kid. You know, the more people I can DJ for is like the better. If I can DJ for every person in the world at one time, like I would do it. I don't really care. That's like my biggest dream. You know, and like festivals, like I remember just watching videos and seeing a sea of people, like an endless sea, and like that's always been the main goal is just to do that. You know.
For sure. Yeah, I would say because like I've done like a big room and then a small room of people. So like it could be 100 plus people, and then I've DJ places where it's like 50 and less. The downside with small clubs is like everybody wants to come up to you, request songs. It's harder to get crowd control because there's like limited people there. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like bigger crowds are easier to control and are more fun because they vibe with anything that you throw at them, kind of. Like over here, there's just a bunch of bars and stuff, and it's very hip hop based in Portland. So
Hmm.
it's harder to get that open format feel to it. We're starting to do like day parties and stuff over
Yeah.
here. Is there a lot of day parties down in Arizona?
Not really, because it's too hot. You know, like even
True.
a pool party, it's it's still 110 degrees, and it's like it just gets kind of miserable. So there's not as many over here, but there's still a few. You know.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
would you say your favorite producer is that you learned a lot from?
I really don't know. Um, remix wise, I like Party Favor. I've always really liked his remixes. The thing is with Party Favor is like it's not too crazy, but it's like it still gives you that energy and that cool like style, like his own style. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. If you were to choose like equipment wise, would you to do a gig with, would you prefer like a controller or turntable? Because I know like a lot of friends of mine that choose different equipment because I guess they grew up on a certain kind of equipment or they got into another type.
I've always liked turntables more, just how they feel and everything. And but then obviously I started doing mobile gigs and I couldn't take them. So then I got the NX7 because it had the moving platters, so it felt a little bit more like vinyl. But then they were like 7 inch. They're like 7 inch. And but now what really changed the game for me was the Serato, or not the Serato, the Rain turntables with no needle,
Hmm.
because now you have no needle skips. It feels exactly like vinyl, and it's the same size as a normal turntable. And we got those at the station, and like once I got those, I was like, this is it. Like you can't compete with this. Like I mean, I've never really tried phase, but those I really want to try those. You know, because if you think about it, like you don't have to bring if you DJ at a club or anywhere that they have normal turntables, you don't have to bring your own turntable. You just bring the little phase thing and put it on, and it's like the same thing. But I've never really, I've never really, I don't know if they feel different or anything like that. But once I
Yeah,
try those, I think those might those might be my number one if
yeah,
I really like them. But for now, yeah, for now I really like the Rain turntables.
got you. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
you remember Scratch Live, the internal box or the external box?
Yeah,
Got you. Yeah, so I think that that's what phase is gonna go through. So like Scratch Live is gonna be internal, it's gonna be like a software, and then phase is gonna actually be inside of a mixer. I think that's the way it's gonna go. That way it's not external. So it'll be able to go inside your computer or your mixer and act like that way. And so that way you won't even have to have needles at all. That's where I think it's
yeah,
for sure. But yeah, no, phases like I have some right now. Like it's pretty good. It works with places that have a lot of bass because when you bring needles to a club, it skips a lot. So
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, so with phase, it's like really smooth and it goes with anything that you bring to it mixing wise. So what's your favorite headphones? Because I know you got those fitted ones a long time ago. I think it was like a couple years back.
Oh, yeah. Those weren't actually headphones. Those were just like ear protection. You know, it had like the filter,
Oh,
and those are. But now I'm pretty sure they make those, but with speakers in them. And I think those are. I don't have them or never tried them, but
mhm.
those are gonna be um, my next move if I ever get them, because like I've noticed like if in loud spaces after my ears are just like I'm just like what, like what'd you say? My ears like I can't really hear that well, and I think that over time it's gonna be bad. You know, like Camp Smirnoff's Z Trip told us like that's the one thing we need to protect is our ears, because he woke up one morning and his right ear he couldn't hear anything. He was like, I'm not gonna be able to DJ today. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but luckily he got it fixed and everything. But he's like, yeah, that's the one thing you need to protect is your ears. But for right now, I just for my normal headphones, I just use Audio Technicas. I really don't care that much for like I don't really pay attention like different headphone brands or anything like that. But yeah, the one thing that I would get or like invest money into is the fitted ones that have the filter. Yeah, those are the ones that I would get.
Got you, got you. What's your advice for, I guess, people that are starting out to DJ?
For anybody that starts DJing, I would say like Instagram and social media are like perfect ways to get um your stuff out there and connect with people. Like that's always gonna be number one for getting your stuff out there and meeting new people. And also just don't be afraid to try it. Like, you know,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I think starting at any age, like I feel like people think it's a race, you know, to get like their career going, so they have to start at a young age, but I don't know. I think you can just start at any age. You can start at any time you want as long as you get towards your goal. And I feel like yeah, Camp Spinoff was a big help on that too. Well, yeah, shit, man, that was it, bro. Like appreciate you coming on. Oh shit, where'd you go? Oh, Micah left the chat. Due to technical difficulties, we couldn't finish the interview, unfortunately. One thing I want to say, DJ Micah Paul is a great DJ, a good friend. I can't wait to see you back in person again. Hopefully, we'll catch up there. Thank you for coming on, man. You're such an inspiration to me and a lot of other people out there. Keep doing your thing. Once again, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. This is episode 10 of DJ Convos. Thank you.